Hello and welcome to Kirby's Dream Land. This is a game, as you can see, all the way back from 1992, originally released on the Game Boy. This is Kirby's first adventure. And of course, because Game Boy games tend to be very simple, along with old NES games and all that, there's not really much story in the game, so we have to turn to the manual for that. And I thought it'd be fun if we just go read that real quick. So let's check it out. On a tiny star somewhere far, far away from Earth, there is a very special place known as Dreamland. The Dreamlanders are very happy people who use their magical, sparkling stars to play and work among the heavens. That is until one dark night when the gluttonous King Dedede and his rotten band of thieves swooped down from neighboring Mount Dedede for a midnight snack in Dreamland. Not only did they steal all their food, but they stole the Dreamlanders' treasured sparkling stars as well. Because the Dreamlanders didn't have the sparkling stars to gather food anymore, they began to get very hungry. Suddenly, a spry little boy named Kirby happened along and said, "Don't worry, I'll get your food and your sparkling stars back." With these words, Kirby set off on his quest toward the dreaded Mount Dedede. We wish him luck. And with that, let's start Kirby's first adventure. Now, you might have noticed if you looked at the title of this video, there is no part 1 indicator in this. That is because this game is actually very, very short. So we are going to do this all in one sitting today. This is the only video for this game, and it should probably be less than half an hour even. So we have our classic Kirby action. Anyone who's played a Kirby game, a lot of this might look pretty familiar to you. Honestly, a lot of what's in this game carries over to future Kirby games quite a lot. They really did a good job polishing this game right from the beginning. And Kirby games have always been known, I mean, most of them, almost every Kirby game is known for being pretty well polished. I mean, they're games that know what they are, they know what they're trying to do, and they do it very well. And we have a lot of enemies that make it into future Kirby games. The music carries over a lot as well. So there's just a lot of stuff that they got right in the first game that really carries over to the entire Kirby franchise from this point on. And it is kind of a common thing for companies like Nintendo, and I guess Kirby is associated with Nintendo. They're not directly made by them, but it's always kind of been considered a Nintendo franchise. And one thing that they've always done, one thing that Nintendo-styled products have always done, is they've kind of always gone back to their roots. They very heavily carry from the first games. Like, if you go over to a Mario game, you'll probably notice that a lot of the times they'll have the same music just remixed over and over, or they'll have different elements. They might throw in some, like, 8-pixel or 8-bit Mario stuff, you know, just to kind of call back to the originals. So they're always very big on playing on nostalgia, and Kirby's no different. They've always been very big on calling up different things, or, you know, bringing things back. Now, one thing you might have noticed, and it's pretty shocking, I didn't actually know about this until recently, but the first Kirby game, there are no copy abilities. We have no abilities we can get from enemies. It's all suck and blow. Lots of sucking and lots of blowing. That is what we do, so we're basically just a blob that flies around. Now, if you look at the cover of the game, Kirby's actually white. He was not even pink yet in this game either. And alright, let's go ahead and fight the first boss. Now, you probably recognize this. This is the Whispy Woods boss. Very, very common Kirby boss. And also, I just want to mention, the first Kirby game I ever played was not this one. It was, well, probably makes sense, that's why I didn't know about the copy abilities. But the first Kirby game I ever played was actually back on the Super Nintendo. I played Kirby's Superstar. And I have a feeling a lot of people played that one first, and I'm fairly certain there were copy abilities in that one. I'm not sure if that's the game that introduced the copy abilities. As much as I love Kirby, I really am not, like, a master of them. I haven't played every Kirby game or anything like that. I've played, well, now this. I've played Kirby Superstar. I've played 64. I've played Triple Deluxe. So there's a few that I've played, but by no means have I played anywhere near all of them. Let's go up here. I guess we'll just check out the door. Now, this zone's going to seem a little bit confusing at parts because there's a whole bunch of different doors to go through, but most of the extra doors just kind of lead to dead ends or alternate paths. It's really more straightforward than it initially seems, so don't get too confused by all the extra doors. Now, right here, we have a door up top right there. We could also go down and go to a different door, so I'm going to go down to the bottom door because it actually has some bonus stuff that you don't get if you go to the other path, so I prefer this path just for completeness sake, I guess. Because this path will eventually connect back to where the other path would go anyways. So, yeah, it just makes more sense for completeness sake to go this way. So we got the pet brew down there, which healed us by 2. And, honestly, a lot of these enemies have some pretty strange names. I thought about trying to learn all of the enemies and try to, like, list off all their names or something like that. But as you've already seen, we've gotten by so many enemies so quickly, so even if I memorized them, the commentary would have just become me listing off enemy names, and that's just not as entertaining as, you know, actually talking about other stuff. No one wants to just hear me list off names of things. However, at the end, there's going to be a credit roll that has all the enemies listed anyways, so you guys will see all the original names. I think most of the character and enemy names kind of line up with how they've... I think they've mostly shared the name with future stuff. They haven't, like, renamed anything, so it's going to mostly be the same, but I'll show the credit roll at the end. You guys can see the names, and if you guys see anything that's different in future Kirby games, let me know. See if they've changed anything. Now, one thing that is definitely different is the fact that Maximum Tomatoes are not actually called Maximum Tomatoes. I'm not sure if they were in the Japanese translation, but in the English translation, they are actually called Bags of Magic Food. You can actually see that in the manual. They are called Bags of Magic Food. I have no idea why they're called that. I guess they just saw the M on it. Maybe they thought it looked like a bag, so they're like, yep, Bag of Magic Food, that's what it is. But I'm assuming that it was called Maximum Tomato, or, you know, something equivalent to that in Japanese originally, because it clearly looks like a tomato with an M on it. I don't know how they got a gosh dang bag out of that, but oh well. I don't need the pepper right now. I'm actually doing just fine. So yeah, this is one of those rooms that just has a ton of doors and it might get confusing, but all of these doors except for the last one are just dead ends, so just totally skip them, go right for the end, and this continues us on. So we're already on the second stage here. We're almost at the end of it, and this game actually only has 5 stages. It is a very short game. You can see the stages themselves are not even particularly long. This is the boss right here, so we're already on that. Now, we were fighting Lololo and Lalala right here. This is Castle Lololo. The one with the bow, the one I just hit right there, that was Lalala. The other one is Lololo. Feels kind of weird to say those names repeatedly, but we just have to kill both of them. Each of them takes 3 hits, so if you focus all of your hits on just one of them, it'll take them down. You don't have to, like, completely defeat the boss to get them both down. Or, I worded that weirdly. Yes, you have to get all the boss hits to kill them both, but if you just hit one 3 times in a row, that one will die, or you could hit each one twice, and then hit them the 3rd time to kill them off one after the other. But we got the classic Kirby dance, and we're heading off to stage 3, Float Islands. Kirby catching that fish, or dolphin, whatever that was, and hooking himself. Good job, Kirby. You're a fantastic fisherman, bruh. So, I do happen to know the names of these squid guys. Actually, I know the names of a lot of these enemies, but I just haven't been listing them off or anything, because again, it's kind of pointless. But the squids have the best name ever. Their names are Squishy, which I think is a perfectly great name for a squid. Speaking of squid, I have eaten it once. It was like a deep-fried squid from like a seafood platter. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because it's not a common food in America, but squid is kind of strange to me. I think it's a lot more common in Japan. Probably in lots of different Asian cultures it's more common, but in America it's considered more of a, not a rare food. I mean, if you go to a seafood place you can get squid, but it's not something you see as common as, like, you know, salmon or something. You know, it's not something you see all the time. But one thing I saw, I was actually looking at different things about Japan. I'm a huge nerd. I like Japan. I think it's an interesting culture, but one thing I saw is that they have some very interesting ice cream flavors, including, gosh dang, squid ice cream. I don't know if I would like that, but if I ever go to Japan, I will probably try some squid ice cream. I highly doubt you can buy that anywhere in America, but maybe I should look into that. I should go get me some squid ice cream and make a video of me eating that, because people like watching others eat on YouTube for some reason. Alright, so we got these spinny head guys named Kabus. Actually, I don't even know if those spikes down there hurt you. I've been trying to avoid them all this time. Yeah, it looks like they hurt me. I think I just took like 2 points of damage for that, actually. Well, let's just keep going through. I think I want to go up first, actually. Yes, there's a bag of magic food. It's definitely not a maximum tomato. Let's grab that. So that'll restore all of our health, which is awesome. The pep brews, which are the little soda bottles, those one will restore 2. So the maximum tomato is definitely the way to go if you can find them, but they are pretty rare. They're not all over the place. Now here we get some spicy food. I got this before, but I never pointed it out. This just makes it so we can shoot fireballs. It does not give us any kind of invincibility. The lollipops, called candy, those will give us invincibility, but the spicy food just gives us a really cool attack here. Let's go inside here. Ooh, we get a pep brew and a 1-up. I actually need that heal right now. Only took 1 point of damage, but it's always good to stay topped up. Now, at the bottom right, you can see my life counter. I currently have 6, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the points do anything towards that. A lot of older games, they'll give you 1-ups if you get certain amounts of points. I'm not sure if this is one of those games. I kind of played through this game like 4 times, preparing for this Let's Play, just so I would, know where all the secrets are and stuff. And I could not find the points doing anything. I'm not sure if they do anything in this game. If you guys happen to know if the points have any purpose, let me know. But I am totally clueless on that one. Now here we have a mint leaf. Let's go ahead and grab that. This one's kind of like the spicy food, but we actually get to fly while we do it. Now this boss is actually quite easy. Honestly, if you have full HP, you can just sit there and shoot, and you will kill him before he kills you because you hit him much faster. You do have to hit him multiple times to get one of his chunks of HP gone, but he's not a very good aim, so even if you just sit there, you'll probably kill him just fine. But let's go ahead and grab the Shining Star and finish off the 3rd stage. As you can see, we are flying right through this game. Only 2 more stages to go, and it's only been 10 minutes. That is how short Kirby's Dream Land is. Now, I forget if I mentioned this, but I am playing this on the 3DS version. This was originally on the Game Boy. I could have played it with like a Game Boy player, but currently I don't have any of my consoles here. I only have the 3DS and my PC. So that's why I decided, hey, let's do some stuff on the 3DS. There's lots of virtual console titles. However, this game cost $4 to buy, and $4 for an old game doesn't sound that bad, but when you consider the game's like half an hour long, that's a pretty expensive game for just half an hour. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think the main reason it's worth playing is just if you're a Kirby fan, you want to see his origins. By the way, these guys right here, I think they're called Snarfies. If you suck them, if I can actually show it off. I can't show it off, but if you suck them, they'll actually start chasing you down rather than get sucked up. So you want to be very careful with those guys and actually just use your air puffs to take them down. So those guys can be pretty dangerous if you're not paying attention, but if you know what to do, then it's not too big of a deal. Now these guys will drop their parasols. You got to be careful. If you run into that parasol, it will hurt you. The first time I saw this, I was like, oh, they're dropping stuff. Maybe I can go grab that and use it. No, I ran into it and it killed me because I had 1 HP left. So you got to be careful. Oop, somehow I managed to get through all those enemies. And here we have some Sir Kibbles. If this was a Kirby game with copy abilities, these guys would give us the cutter ability, but unfortunately we don't have that in this game. And I am about to die. I would really like a healing item right now. No, go away, Sir Kibble. Leave me alone. I think we're about to fight a mini-boss. Oh my gosh, don't you die right now, Kirby. Okay, we're fine. Oh no, I just did it. I just sucked him. No, I turned the wrong way. I guess he just commits Sudoku. Alright, if you get far enough away, they kill themselves. One other thing to mention about those enemies, when you kill them, they explode. And if you run into that explosion, it will hurt you. So you have to make sure you get some distance before killing them. Okay, let's kill this Sir Kibble off. Got him! I almost got hit by that, but we're fine. Now, once you get to a new screen, I'm pretty sure if we die, we'll respawn on this area, so we'll be just fine. However, I do know there's a healing item coming up relatively soon. So if I can make it through this area, then that's probably for the best, because I can get back to full. But let's not die. Let's not have any deaths during this playthrough. I think that'd be a pretty good objective. Let's get this Waddle. I think that's a Waddle Dee. I always get my Waddle Dees and my Waddle Doos confused. I'm pretty sure Waddle Doo is the one with the lasers, though. Okay, so we got that. I think we want to go to the left, maybe? Let's see. No, this doesn't feel right. Wait, no, it is. It is. There's actually, I think, a secret over here. So if we go all the way over here and press up. Boom, we got secrets. Oh, yeah, let's grab that mint leaf. I'm not sure if that's a secret or that's just the way you go, but we can grab some healing over here. Because of all the crazy stuff they give you, the mint leaf, the pet brew, the bag of magic food, all that stuff, it makes me feel like this is a secret, but I probably should have paid more attention to that. Oh, we can grab a 1-up down here as well, so let's get that. Go up and inside the door, and it'll take us right to the mini-boss right here. This one is pretty simple. We just have to stay at the bottom left. I was trying not to fly right there, but he'll drop some enemies. We just suck him up, shoot him back at him. And the bombs, honestly, if you just stay at the bottom left corner, all of his attacks will miss you. So to stay down there, it'll be just fine. Just one more hit. Now this guy will actually take 1 point of damage per hit, unlike the guy that we were flying and shooting at. And got him! All right. So this will just give us a warp star. Not the end of the stage yet. That was just the mini-boss like I mentioned. Let's keep going. I think this is probably the longest stage in the game. Now right here, there's actually a glitch I can do. So the 3DS has a save state feature, so I'm going to go ahead and create a restore point real quick. So let's do that. So I'm going to try to show you guys the glitch. It's pretty simple. All we have to do is basically we have to suck on this mint leaf and pull it into the waterfall. Let's see if I can do that. Let's just go like that. And I think I did it. So there you go, guys. I got the mint leaf, and now I'm kind of like fused with the background. I don't know why, but that kind of affects your background layers. So in certain areas like this, you won't really notice it, but certain parts, you can see I'm kind of like behind the checkerboard pattern or the square pattern, whatever that is. So for whatever reason, grabbing that behind the waterfall kind of screws up your layers. Look up, I'm actually behind the shadows right now, which is kind of cool. But let's actually go through here a little bit more. And let's get to the end. Now, this will go away once we go to the next room. Although I'm kind of behind the door right now, but once we go inside, the glitch is gone. But I thought that'd just be a fun one to show off, so we did it! Let's grab the spicy food and get through this area. Now, the first time I got here, I thought these shooting stars were going to actually hurt me, but they will not. So if they hit you, it's fine. They're just a cosmetic thing. However, you want to make sure you don't fall down those pits right there. There we go, we made it! And I think we're almost at the last boss. Or not the last boss, this is not the last stage quite yet. But right here we have this kind of vertical section. And this is something I think is actually very cool game design. I love that they give Kirby the flying ability and then they build a vertical stage to kind of go along with that. It'd be very simple for them to just kind of build a lot of horizontal stages like every other platformer. But they played to Kirby's strengths and actually built some vertical stuff since he has the flying ability, unlike a lot of characters. So I thought that little room was kind of cool. It goes by pretty fast, but still a very cool one. I really like it. Now here once again we have Kracko. This time he's got some different attacks, but the general rule of thumb is just stay on the other side of the screen away from him and in the corner. He has the laser attack right there. If you're on the other side, he won't hit you. And he also has a swipe attack, which will not hit you in the corner anyways. So just keep your distance and stay in the corner, and you're going to be just fine here. Although this one does take 6 hits instead of just 3, so we might be here for a bit longer. But we'll be just fine. Go ahead, throw your stuff out here. Okay. And he's coming over this way. Gotta dodge him a couple more times. Sometimes you'll like go out to shoot him. Oh my gosh, Waddle Doo's gonna get me. But yeah, sometimes you'll go out to shoot him and then he'll do like a dive attack, so you have to kind of watch out for that. But he's a pretty easy boss. We got him. Nothing in this game is too challenging. I mean, Kirby games have never really been known for being particularly challenging. Although this game does technically have a hard mode, which I'll explain that in a bit, but it does have something like that. But here we have Mount DDD Stage 5, the final stage in the game. Let's get to it. I kind of like how they have these little entrances to each stage. I mean, most of them they had like a little cutscene, which I thought was cute, but just little things to add, just to add a bit more to the game, you know? I like it. So what this is going to do is drop us right into this room, and we have to choose from these 4 doors. And we basically have to do all of them. It's going to be a little bit of the stage, plus a boss. So this is kind of like a boss rush. I'm going to go ahead and do Whispy Woods first. I guess we'll do this in order, might as well. So we have some Cappies right here, but we can deal with them just fine. As well as those bears, which are called Grizzos. I guess we're at the point where I'm naming stuff. Oh my gosh! I just fell off the bottom of the screen and died. Well, so much for having this be a deathless run. I just killed myself in the dumbest way possible. But we'll be fine. Let's just not do that again. Just go down slowly. There you go. Just don't rush things too much. You rush, bad things happen. But we have to go over crush the Kirby. I have no idea why we have to crush the Kirby like that, but you do. So we'll go down here and have a rematch with Whispy Woods. I don't think the fight is really any different. I'm pretty sure we just have to fight the same 4 bosses we just did, which is a bit strange. I mean, boss rushes are pretty common in older games and even newer games. I mean, people love having, you fight a whole bunch of bosses, you go through a bunch of stages, and then at the end, you fight all the bosses again. Boss rush, pretty common. However, in this game, considering we've only been playing for less than 20 minutes, it's a bit strange to fight all the bosses again, you know? But, oh well. I still think it's fine. It is cool that it's not just pure boss fights, they actually add a bit to the stages as well. Although they are pretty short. You can see we just kind of fly right through very easily. As far as I know, there's no real secrets to it. It's just kind of get to the end and crush the Kirby and you're good to go. Then we got a rematch with Lolo and La 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 here. The best named bosses of all time. Okay, just don't want to get smashed here. Now one thing, if you actually suck up the block, whatever that thing is, if you shoot it at the block they're carrying, it'll just actually, it'll break the blocks, so it won't actually hurt them. So you don't want to shoot it at their front. Got something drop down. Can I actually get him? Come on! Got him! Yes! Sometimes it's just hard to find the opening you need, but it's a pretty easy boss in general. As long as you know that you can go through. And like I just said, you shouldn't shoot them in the front, and I did it anyways. But yeah, if you just go through the platforms whenever they get near, you'll be fine. There we go. I think, yeah, we got that one taken care of. One more hit on this one, and we are done. Get him? All right. So we have 2 of the mini-bosses down, or not mini-bosses, full bosses down already. This one, in my opinion, is the easiest of all the bosses. Whispy Woods, very easy as well, but this one is just so easy. like I said, you could probably just sit there and do nothing and be fine. Let's go on down. Okay, we got a little bit of a challenge to get here. Oh my gosh, I almost killed myself on the spikes. So I do not have the HP to just sit there and not get hit. So I'm gonna have to be very careful here. Although if I do die, it's gonna be fine because I'll respawn here anyways. But let's grab that mint leaf. Let's get to it. I have to avoid getting hit 2 times. I can take 1 point of damage, but that is it. Not that he's a very hard boss to dodge, but you do just gotta be careful. You can see I've already almost got them down, and I have not taken a single hit yet. All I'm kind of doing is going up and down a little bit, and we got him. So 1 boss left over here with Kracko. We kind of just defeated him. Although last time we climbed up to the top of this place, this time we actually dropped down. And you might notice, if you fall for a while, Kirby goes into like this falling animation. And if you're in that animation when you hit an enemy, it'll actually hurt them instead of you getting hurt. So it's pretty cool. But the boss we just fought a few minutes ago, we gotta fight him again. Let's do it. Bring on your zappy zaps and your waddle doos. I will shoot you in the face. So 6 hits is all we have to do. Wow, he's not going for the swoops like at all. In my practice runs, he did the swoops a lot, and it was a lot more challenging than the lasers. The lasers are really not a challenge in the slightest. Go ahead, do some swoops. Oh my gosh, if I get killed by a gosh dang waddle doo, I'll be very upset. Oh my gosh, he actually hit me with the lasers. That is a first. I got distracted by the waddle doo, and out come the lasers. Okay, I'm just gonna chill here. Oh, no, don't get killed by the waddle doo. 1 HP is all I've got left. I think I'm gonna have to fight the last boss with the lack of HP, so I might die my first time, because I don't think they heal you. So you know what? Let's go in, let's try not to get hit. But it's finally time for the final battle with with King DDD himself. Let's go. And I am actually not that good at this boss, so not getting hit at all is gonna be challenging, and I'm dead already. Well, oh well. I tried. Let's try that one again with full HP. So he's only got a few attacks. I feel kind of embarrassed for getting hit so easily, but there we go. He's got the hammer attack. You can just run away from that. The way you really want to do things here, if he does a run without a hammer, you just want to jump over him, because he's either going to suck you or he's going to try to slide and hit you. If he goes for the hammer, you can just kind of get close to him so he swings his hammer, then run away. So just like that. And then suck up the star, shoot it at him. If he goes for the ground pound jumpy thing, then you want to just dodge that as well. Now, one thing you might notice that's actually pretty cool, a lot of the stuff that he does in this game carries over to like Smash Bros and all that. So I thought it was very cool just how they carried over some of these super old attacks into the newer stuff. There we go, suck that up. Oh my gosh, he got me, dude. I went to shoot him and he got me at the same time. If you space this one just right, you can actually suck up both stars. I never actually paid attention if shooting 2 stars hurts him doubly. I'm not sure that it does. Oh my gosh, the only attack he's hitting me with is that one, and I'm so bad at dodging. This is the Let's Play curse in full effect. Also, you saw right there, if he pulls out the hammer, and he goes for that crud. No, shooting 2 only hit him once. But if he goes for the hammer and you're up in the air, he'll jump and he'll hit you, so you gotta watch out for that. But, the last hit, we got him! King DDD is defeated. DD defeated. Yes. And Kirby's Dream Land is complete. We have the 5 shining stars right here. Let's go ahead and get them and get our ending cutscene. Now, I would definitely recommend you guys, if you're not into watching the credits, skip ahead a little bit, because there's a couple of secrets I want to show you guys after the credits here. Now, if you're into credits, let's get to it. We got our cutscene right here. Dropping all kinds of fruit. We got fish. We got all kinds of stuff we didn't really even see in the game. But Kirby has become a balloon carrying a castle. And here are the credits. I'll see you guys on the other side of the credits, and we'll check out some secrets. Right, and for finishing all that stuff off, we get a little cheat code right here, Extra Game. Press up A and select on the title screen to start a new adventure. Now, this is effectively the game's hard mode. The bosses are more difficult. There are new enemies, which tend to be a little bit more difficult. Now, one thing I want to mention, you could have done this to begin with. You do not have to actually beat the game to get this cheat code. If you start up the game, press up A and select, you can do this. So, I'm not going to show you guys the entire Extra Game because it's basically the exact same game. However, we get some different credits if we beat it. So I'm going to go ahead, beat that real quick, and I'll see you guys on the other side. So I press up A select, and it'll say Extra Game. So now I can go in and start some hard mode. Now I'll actually see you guys on the other side. And there we go, guys. I just defeated King Dedede on Extra Mode. I have to say that was a bit more difficult than I expected. It's taken me about an hour to get to this point, but here we are! So I think the ending cutscene changes slightly. I'm not sure if it's the cutscene or if it's just the credits itself. So far, this looks pretty much exactly the same, so I'm thinking it's just the credit rolls a little bit different, so let me cut to that. Alright, so we're at the end of the credits, and here we go! This is what I was expecting. So we now have a roll call, or whatever you want to call this, for all the different enemies throughout the game. So this is what you get as a reward for beating Extra Mode. That was a pretty good challenge. I actually had some fun with it, but I was not expecting it to be that hard, but oh well. We got it taken care of, and here's the end, guys. There is one last little secret after this, so I'm going to leave you guys with this. See you on the other end. I'll show you that last secret, and we'll finally close this one out. And here we go, guys. This is the last little secret they give us, config mode. You're our hero. Press down B and select on the title screen for the config mode and more fun. So, let's go check that out. And if we press down B and select, here's the config mode. We can choose how much HP Kirby has. We can go all the way from 1 through 6. We also get to choose the number of lives all the way up to 9. So if you're having trouble with the game, definitely come to config mode, give yourself 9 lives. We can also go over to sound test, see Kirby with his awesome headphones, and we can check out all the different music right here. And we can also check out all the sounds. So yeah, just a standard sound test. Pretty fun to mess around with. If you want to come hear your favorite song, this is how you do it. And you know what, guys? That is going to be it for Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's first adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care.